My name is, okay, everybody listen?
Yeah.
My name is Mr. Ramsey. That was not, working, so there, compare it with somebody else. The computer you're at, it's not gonna work, so I'm about to compare it with somebody else. Anyway, I'm an air traffic controller, okay? Does anybody know what an anybody know what an air traffic controller is?
The people in the towers.
Yeah, some of us are in towers. Anybody else? Does anybody have a relative here who is an air traffic controller or a pilot? Used to be. You do? What's that?
My grandfather used to be in the Air Force.
Your uncle's a pilot? Does he fly commercial airplanes? Delta, very good. I probably talk to him all the time. Who's been in a jet before? Anybody ever been in an airplane, gone on a trip with your parents or family? Who wants to go on an airplane? Okay, well, you'll be amazed to know that there's a whole system all across the country of people that control air traffic and keep airplanes from hitting each other. Because you gotta remember, they go really fast. So there's no stopping in the sky. You can't pull over like you can on 285. You know, you can't just change lanes. You're going too fast. So there's a great risk of aircraft hitting each other in the skies now because there's 8,000 to 10,000 airplanes a day just over Atlanta. Okay, but right now over our heads, there's probably 30 airplanes within a 5-mile radius over our head. Okay, you can't see them because they're so high. But air traffic control is a very high-paying job. It's a very good job. You don't have to have any special skills for it, really. You have to have a basic understanding of math, a little bit of science, not much, and you have to just have a go-getter attitude, you know, a little bit of an aggressive attitude. But I'd like to invite you all to become a little bit more familiar with it. What we're going to do today is talk about how it works, and we're going to run some arrivals into Modesto, California. And when I say run some arrivals, that's air traffic. Did anybody see Pushing 10? You guys are all too young for that, right? No. What? Okay. You did or didn't? Okay. When you get in the jet, the first thing that happens is the pilot contacts the air traffic tower, like you said, at Atlanta Airport. Who's ever seen the tower when you drive by the airport? Big old tall building. There's 6 or 8 people inside the tower, and what they're responsible for doing, I'm sorry, my back's turned to you. What they're responsible for doing is separating your aircraft from other aircraft while you're on the ground, taxiing from the gate where you walk down the jetway to get on the airplane, from there to the end of the runway, okay? And as soon as you start taking off, your wheels go up, you hear that big sound, everybody gets scared. As soon as you get up about 10 or 12,000 feet, you go over to what's called an en route center. And the air traffic center handles you in between airports. Okay, so you have 2 basic types of controllers, tower controllers and en route center controllers. I happen to be a center controller. The Atlanta Center is in Hampton, Georgia, which is way down south. It's over by the NASCAR Motor Speedway. And there's 700 of us that work there. And it's the busiest air traffic facility in the world by far. Okay. It's a very good paying job. Starting pay now is about $80,000 a year. We go up to about $200,000 a year after you get seasoned. I've been doing it since before all of you were born and some of your teachers were born. But I enjoy the job. It's allowed me to do a lot of things in life, and I enjoy telling people about it. So, like I said, there's a bunch of airplanes over your head right now. If you want this little 60-second video here, you got to be real quiet though to hear it. So, would you mind getting the lights and I'll play the video, and then we'll talk about the simulator. At 7 p.m., I'll just talk to her. All those little things are airplanes with 300 or 400 people on them. That's 2 o'clock in the morning. How many airplanes are still flying around? Everybody sees the U.S., right? They're right there. Here we go, 6 a.m. It's currently 10:30. Look at all that. That's how many airplanes are in the sky at any particular time. And to be honest with you, that's a fairly slow day.
40,000 commercial domestic flights per day, providing service to over 2 million passengers.
2 million people per day. 40,000 flights a day. Okay? So it's a little crowded up there. You know what I mean? Get the last one. What? Go ahead and get the last one, please. Somebody's got to keep all these airplanes from hitting each other, because you know what happens when the 2 of them hit each other, even if they just barely scrape each other.
Kaboom!
That's exactly right. Everybody's dead, and then we get on CNN. We don't want that to happen. So we want all of you to grow up and consider this as a career. There's two ways to get into this career. One is through the military, which is what I did. One is through college. That's the only two ways you can get into it. And just a quick note, right now, you guys are all in the best time of your life to do something for the rest of your life. If you pay attention a little bit now, and don't goof around for about 5 or 6 years, the rest of your life will be sick. Okay? If you goof off now and don't pay attention and always get in trouble, you're going to have a hard time in life. Okay? So right now, if you don't have any other responsibilities, all you got to do is sit around and learn. I would love to be in your position again, because I goofed around a lot. I made it anyway. The military straightened me out. Does everybody see on their computer, you have 2 aircraft here, and the first line is the AAL-12 and the DAL-88. That stands for American Airlines and Delta Airlines. Okay? And what these aircraft are going to do, I'll just run it on this one so you can see. They're trying to get to Modesto, California, which is MOD. This map shows what we call airways, which are imaginary highways in the sky. Okay? And all those numbers on there show the miles from Modesto, which is MOD. Okay? And as you can see, these airplanes are going towards Modesto. You have the ability to play, pause, go a little bit faster, go real fast. And watch what happens if you don't do anything. The little circles are the protected airspace for the aircraft. If you don't do anything, wow, everybody's dead. Okay? And we're not supposed to do that. We get paid so that they don't do that. The point of this exercise is for you to use your mathematical ingenuity, which is already built into you. If you don't like math, that's all right. You already have an innate ability to compute these things in your brain before you ever take your math class. Okay? And we want you to use that today. Because math is really just a different language to speak. Let me reset it. Okay, so you see the AAL-12. If you use your mouse and right click, just past where it says 12, you'll see a drop down menu. There's an arrow that points down, there you go. It says show route. Go ahead and show route. That's where that aircraft is going to go. Okay? There's an arrow pointing down just to the right of where it says AAL-12.
If you're having trouble, just raise your hand. We'll come around and show you where it is.
If you want to look up here, I'll show you. I got it going again. Everybody look up here just for a second. See this arrow? When I click down, it shows me the route of the aircraft. Okay? This arrow here, if I click it, it gives me the available speeds I can assign to this aircraft. Okay? So what you got to do is you can either change the route or you can change the speed to prevent these two from hitting each other. And I'll tell you right now, they're both doing 600 knots, which means nautical miles per hour. If I change that to 420 knots on the back one, and I press play again, watch what happens. See, now they're going to miss, right? Because this one's going a lot slower. And that's what we do all day long. We increase, decrease speeds, we turn airplanes away from each other. Okay? But the problem with this is Delta 88 is going to be about 2 hours late. So they got to be on time also. So I'm going to pick it back up to 600 knots. Okay, now you see the target time box over there on the left? The target time for this, that's hours and minutes. It was 3 hours and 24 minutes. But Delta 88 didn't get there until 4 hours and 32 minutes, so I just got fired. Okay? I got to get them there on time within the target time. You understand what I'm saying? Adjust the speed or the route to try to get the aircraft there before the target time without either one of the aircraft bubbles touching each other. So just press play and give it a shot and we'll see how it goes. And then we'll go to a more advanced problem. And it's going pretty slow, I know. Once you get the hang of it, you can speed it up a little bit. And the first person that gets the aircraft all in there within the target time, let me know. Yeah, try it again. Hit the reset button to try it again.
Good thing it's
You can press the fast forward button.
flash. They die.
I got it.
You're fired.
You got it within the target time?
Don't.
get it within the target time? You're doing pretty good. If you slow down one of the aircraft,
Did you get it?
as soon as they become clear, you got to speed them back up so they won't be late.
I did. No, I didn't. I was so close.
Press fast forward. Okay, you got it in the amount of time.